that you have joined us. And we'll be ready to kick it off. I'm excited to have you guys here. So excited to have you here. There we go. Just got my message. So guess what? Everyone else got theirs too. I love it. And we'll talk about that too. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I got some handy dandy tools. So today we're going to talk about how to have your first 5-figure launch. And yes, I am here live. You may have seen me if you came on earlier. So, but I want to thank you again for joining. This is DeKesha Williams, your virtual COO, and I'm super excited to be sharing some information with you today. So some of you have asked, DeKesha, how have you been able to grow your business so rapidly? And I'm going to share with you the formula that I use in order to grow my business. And so as you're joining on, please do me a favor and go to productlaunchcrew.com. Productlaunchcrew.com. You can open up another browser. You can go in on your cell phone, depending on how you're interacting with us. And all you have to do is knock on the door, the group, and you'll get access to the group. And that's kind of where we're going to keep the conversation going for today, because I'm going to focus 100% on content and making sure that I'm giving you some great content. Okay. So just really quickly, like I'm not going to spend a lot of time on, because this is not about me. Okay. This information is about really helping you seriously grow your business. And so, who is this chick that calls herself the virtual COO, the webinar queen, the product launch expert, right? Yeah, that's me. I am DeKesha Williams, the #1 virtual COO who's helped entrepreneurs build systems, processes. I've helped my clients increase their revenue by 200% in less than 12 months. And I'm a mompreneur. I always like to say that I'm a wine connoisseur, but as you know, I've never been to a winery. So, we're kind of keeping that in the back of our mind as we prepare for a potential retreat, right? Anyway, I am a lifestyle entrepreneur, meaning that I have created a business around the lifestyle that I desire to live. Okay. So listen, so you're in the right place, and you're in the right place if you're not monetizing your message. You are not sure of how to pitch your core offer. You find yourself on social media platforms going live and you're not making money. You're not meeting your revenue goals in business. If that's you, come on, hang out with me for a little bit, and I'm going to show you how we really make some money. Okay. Now, this is not for you. Let me be very specific. This is not for you if you are not willing to do the work, or you're not willing to continue to stretch yourself. And I just want to make sure that you guys can see my screen and make sure that my screen is changing. Oh, good. Awesome. All right. So I just wanted to make sure that we are both on the same page. And so if you're looking for a quick fix in your business, like this is not the place. Like if you're looking for a overnight solution to solve your problem, like you might as well just go ahead, turn off the computer and mosey on to the next master class. Like I'm just being serious. Okay. Over the next 45 to 60 minutes, I'm going to share with you the 4 phases to launching your online signature program. The secret to building a tribe when you don't have an audience, and then the formula to turn a concept into cash. So the only thing that I ask you is that literally, besides going over to productlaunchcrew.com, telling us who you are, like your first name, your last name, what you do, besides telling us, going into the group, joining the group where we talk about all things product launch, which includes webinars, right? Besides going over there, I really want you to take some time to get, a pen and a pad and take some notes today, okay? And stay to the end. If you stay to the end, of course, I got a special treat for you. It's our 7-day 5-figure product launch, right? And it's going to take you through, look at that, some of the information that will be discussed in the 4 phases right here. But you got to stay, you got to hang out with me, okay? Fantastic. So, being able to do product launches using webinars, being the virtual COO has allowed me to be present for my children. And, and I'll go ahead and I'll just tell you now, but August 24th, 2011, I walked away from corporate America. I'm just a chick that lost the same job twice, and I'm building a business from the comfort of my own home, right? Some of you guys know that have been hanging out with me for a while. You guys know Jaden, you know DeKesha. At this time, this is that's a couple of years ago. So currently they are 19 and 13. So I always say that I've been able to see them get on and off the bus for 1,200 and I want to say 88 days. Well, Deja's in college now, so, she doesn't count anymore in regards of seeing her get on and off the bus. However, it's allowed me to be available for them because, they're both highly active in sports. Jaden plays basketball and football. Deja is a competitive gymnast. And so it requires, mommy to be there. And, operating this business from the comfort of my home has allowed me to really show up for them. And you can read, as a single mom of 2, oftentimes it was hard for me to travel to all the conferences. Like when I left in 2011, Deja was going into middle school. Jaden was going into elementary school. And so I just walked away from a company that I spent a lot of time traveling. So the last thing that I wanted to do was turn around and spend a lot of time, trying to build my business, going to conference after conference after conference. And they say that conferences are very good for you to network. Excuse me. And they are. But I would feel guilty. Trust me. Jaden's like 13. I still feel guilty when I have to, travel and go speak. It's a lot more flexible now than it used to be because they are a lot older. So that's kind of why you see me making a lot more moves now than what I used to. So again, if you're just joining, don't go to that website. Go to productlaunchcrew.com. Let us know that you are tuned in. Love to shout you guys out if I can. Trying to concentrate on making sure that, I provide great content for you. So I want to make sure that, hey, I'm paying attention over here. So this is the best part. Some of you might screenshot this part, right? So this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part of what I do. So if you don't get anything else that I'd say or I'll share with you, like literally, we're going to start with the end of mine. So we're going to start with some numbers, okay? And too bad you can't see my little red. I got a little red dot. It's a PowerPoint pointer, so I can point to it. But hey, you can't see it anyway. So here's what I want you to kind of look at, right? So let's just say the first section is your high goals. Let's just say that you're going to generate $7,000 per month from your first product launch. So this is going to generate $7,000 in your business every single month, and they're going to be on a monthly payment plan. So on that monthly payment plan, it's going to last for maybe 7 months. Okay, let's just say they have to make payments. So you probably got 20 people enrolled in this particular program. So with 20 people enrolled in this program, it's going to generate the $7,245 a month. So this is the exact formula that I've used in order to build my business and to have 5-figure months. Yeah, commas. Yes, 5-figure months. And so, so let's just say that you launched in January and you did a 7-month payment plan and they paid $7,245. Okay. So they're going to make those payments consistently over a period of 7 months. And let's just say you launched the exact same program. in April, and even if you didn't enroll more people, you stayed with the 20 people, same price point. You didn't increase the price point at all, right? In April, you're going to generate an additional $7,245. So look at this. April, May, and June, you're going to generate almost 15 grand in your business. Like, I mean, I want you to comment in productlaunchcrew.com, $15,000 can change my life. Go over to productlaunchcrew.com and comment $15,000 can change my life. Also, do me a favor. If you look above the box, there's a like button. There's a tweet button. Share this out and say, DeKesha just showed me how to make $15,000, and we're not even 10 minutes into the content. Come on now. Really? I told y'all I didn't come to play. Okay. So let's say that you launched the same program in July. You didn't change any variables in regards to how many people are going to be in the program. You didn't change the monthly payment amount, right? This is where it get good. As one of my clients would say, it gets gooder and gooder. So you enroll. So this is the last month. Hey, Lori. This is the last month of the first class. Okay. So the first class comes in when the last class leaves out. I'm showing y'all the formula, like for real. I get excited when I see this stuff. All right. So in July, you're going to make $21,735,000. Like, how many of you under the sound of my voice right now, $21,000 in July will change your life? One product will change your life if you let it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. For those of you all that are just joining, like, you already missed the good part. You're joining on like, what in the world? Like, what in the world is she going to show me? This is actually, like, these are, I mean, this is real deal. Okay. And so yeah. So, and then, you know, as you can see, everyone stays on a 7-month payment plan, and it doesn't change. So, and let's break it down. Like, let's bring it down to lower monthly payments. So let's just say you didn't hit your 20 to 25 goal where you enrolled 20 people, right? Okay, that's cool. So let's just say you generated an additional $5,175 in your business. Like, that is super easy. Like, really, $5,175. Divide that by 20 people, and each person will be paying that amount. Okay. So we're going to walk through the same thing. They've got 7 payments, right? So in April, when you launch again, it's still 10 grand, guys. It's still a 5-figure month. We haven't even talked about the 5-figure launch. We're talking about 5-figure months, and this is real. Like, this is so doable. And so again, even in July, so yeah, you might not do 21,000, but would 15.5 be good? I don't know about you. Go over to productlaunchcrew.com. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts already. All right. We're just getting started. So let's talk about the phases of building the business. How do we get to the $15,000, the $21,000 months? How do we get there? And there's phases that you have to go through as you build your business. And we're going to talk about this. Okay. So there's the attraction phase. And in the attraction phase, we have to think about what strategies are you using to get people in your sequence? So what vehicles are you using to get people to interact with you? Some of you guys know we use webinars, right? You're actually participating in an attraction method. There was no launch in front of it. There was no challenge in front of it. I'm just using a webinar to share relevant information with you. Of course, there's going to be an opportunity to get those $15,000 at the end. There's going to be an opportunity for you to work with me to get the $15,000 or the $20,000 a month. Okay, of course. But we'll save that for later. We'll save the good part for later. Okay, so the attraction method. We also have free offers. So, you know, some people do checklists. Some people do PDFs. I mean, some people still do ebooks. Like, I'm not mad. You know, if what works for you. If it works for you, it works for you. But here's how you get them on your list. You promote the problem, you service the solution. So many times I see individuals that are struggling to get their audience to pay attention to them. And it's because They're trying to get they're trying to attract individuals into their space, but they're telling them, buy my product, join my membership program, come to my webinar, come to my event, but you're not telling me why. When you registered today, you showed up because I specifically said so many entrepreneurs are trying to get to 6 figures, but they haven't even gotten to 5 figures. Like, it stops now. DeKesha's going to show you how to get the 5 figures, and then I'm going to show you how to build a 6-figure business. I promoted the problem, and I'm going to service the solution. Does that make sense? Awesome. I know you're talking back to me, and it's okay. So engagement. So what type of daily activities are you doing in your business that will keep your audience engaged? I use multiple platforms and multiple methods to stay engaged with my audience. Do I use Facebook Live? Absolutely. But I don't rely solely on one particular platform, because as we know, that platform can go down, that platform can crash, all kinds of things can happen. So we still do a blog post, like we still do a newsletter that goes out. We still email, like I'll randomly email my list with some things that come to mind, but I also try to stay consistent with sending out updates, articles, our most recent, published article. We also publish a blog post every single week. We post on social media. So we use all social media platforms. We use Pinterest, we use LinkedIn. And some people say, wow, oftentimes I forget about LinkedIn. I actually have a social media person that helps me stay relevant online so that I can focus on, working on the business. But oftentimes I hear people say to me, they say, every time I go online, I see you. Like, seriously, I see you. And that says something to me. So what are you doing in your business to stay engaged with your audience? So once you get them on your list, and once you are engaging with them, they're getting to know you. They're getting to know who DeKesha is. Okay. So what are you doing to nurture the relationship? And it's so funny because a young lady asked how to nurture her list, like her email list. And so email nurturing is, absolutely one of the best ways to have or gain the relationship with your prospective clients or current clients. And so one of the things that I share was having an opt-in sequence where whenever someone opt into your list, there's a series of emails that go out that share your backstory. So everyone knows that have listened to me before that I lost the same job twice. And they always say, what in the world happened, right? So that's in an email sequence. Some people know if I'm teaching outsourcing, because I teach outsourcing as well in our mentorship program, because that's how you scale your business. You delegate. But I teach outsourcing. So when I teach outsourcing, I always tell the Starbucks story of how I save money so that I could build my team. And so again, it's part of an email. It's part of an email sequence. And so also, when people opt into your free gift, your lead magnet, there's a sequence of emails that you should be sending out. So even with our webinar checklist, there's a sequence of emails that talks about, what you should know before your next webinar, why you're losing money if you're not using webinars in your business. Like, this sequence has been set up and it nurtures them until the next step, which is what? The conversion phase, right? So this is the next step. And this is all about creating the sale. So this is about how do you convert them from becoming a prospect to becoming a client? How do you convert them from being a prospect to a client? If you're just joining on, we're having a conversation over in productlaunchcrew.com, productlaunchcrew.com. And towards the end, when we open up the Q&A, that's where you can post your questions. So go to productlaunchcrew.com and we'll let you in, and just, you can ask your questions there. But as I was saying, the conversion phase, like, this is the part that people start to shake at their toes. They start to cringe, because this is where you have to ask for the sale. Are you in a position where you are ready to ask for the sale? What does that mean? It's time to ask for the credit card, right? A lot of people, they get nervous about having that conversation. A lot of people don't necessarily know how to convert. And it's interesting because what I can tell when people get to their closing, because they start to stutter or they get nervous, their tone changes. Don't y'all be paying attention to my tone. I'm just kidding. So we do webinars, and webinars are another way for conversion. That's my number one vehicle that we use. Some people use live events to convert as well, workshops, private events, and things like that. So those are great ways for you to get your people, your prospects, in one space, so that you can convert them into a sale. So those are pretty much the 4 phases to building a business. Okay. And one of the things about conversion is, and I always have to say this, and let me stress this, and I want you to write this down. Don't make assumptions on their buying power in comparison to your own buying power. And I'll say this again. Don't make assumptions on their buying power in comparison to your buying power. Well, DeKesha, what do you mean? Like, can you speak a little English here? Absolutely. What I mean is, don't make the assumption that they can't afford your program because you have $25 in your pocket. I'm going to say that again. Don't make the assumption that they cannot afford your program because you have $25 in your pocket. That does not necessarily mean that they have $25 in their pocket. Just because you have $25 in your pocket. Okay? That was my Cardi. Never mind. And another thing in regards to conversion as well, let me stress the fact that you too have to believe that people will pay you what you're worth. Like, I don't know how to express that. Like, you have to believe, like, seriously, you have to believe that people will pay you what you're worth. Even when when I'm working with clients, whether it's one-on-one implementation or WSB, which is one of our signature programs, one of the things that I realize is that when we start talking about the pricing of their products, your worth can be the difference between $47 program and a $997 program. And most of you right now that are under the sound of my voice, you have an expertise and you have a $997 program. But you have to believe in yourself. And you have to believe in your product. Well, what does that mean? You have to believe that you can actually help people get the results that they desire. I call that the ultimate goal of transformation, the UGT. Can you help them get to the UGT? Can you help them get to the results that they desire in their business? And the reason that this is so important, and I am so confident when I work with my clients, is because if they do step by step what I suggest or what we train in, for example, in WSB, if they go through the 6-week program and they implement step by step exactly the way that I have shown them, there is absolutely no reason that they can't generate revenue at the end of the webinar, at the end of the sales conversation. I am confident that if they follow the blueprint, that they can make money in their business. And this is before they create the curriculum or before they record the program, the product, or the curriculum for their program. They can sell it and then service it. And I am 120 50% confident that if you do the work, you will reap the benefits. And I have to say that it's not whether the blueprint works, but are you working the blueprint? Does that make sense? So I told you that I would share with you the formula to turn a concept into cash. So the formula to turn a concept into cash is a simple formula. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I don't know why God taps me on the shoulder at 3 a.m. I have no idea why I have a tendency to wake up at 3 a.m. But I get these ideas, right? I always get these ideas and they always come at 3 a.m. And that's okay. That's cool because it's always something that can eventually generate revenue in my business, right? So you ever get an idea at 3 a.m.? Right? But what about the implementation? Because implementation is the key. They say faith without works is dead. So implementation is the key. With no implementation, there is no action. So how can you generate cash from your concept if you don't take action? Come on. How can you generate cash if you hey Makita, if you don't take action? Implementation, idea minus implementation, I say is irresponsible because God gave you an idea. And if you don't implement on that idea, I feel that you are being irresponsible with the gift that God gave you. But that's just me. So here's a formula to convert your concept into cash. Idea plus implementation equals income. And I want you to write that down. Idea plus implementation equals income. So if you guys are just joining, do me a favor. If you open up another tab on your computer, type in productlaunchcrew.com. It's productlaunchcrew.com. And you can go ahead and knock on the door. And that's where the conversation is because I'm getting some messages. So go to productlaunchcrew.com. And if you guys have any questions when we're done, you can ask your questions in the group. Super cool. And again, if you get a chance, there's there's a like button, a tweet button, or you can take the link and share the link out as well. Make sense? Fantastic. All right. So there is your formula to turn a concept into cash. So income, it's time for you to generate revenue in your business so that you can stop working in your business and work on your business. How cool would that be if you could work on your business and not in your business? I am so excited. We've blocked out 5 days out of the current month, and I'm doing absolutely nothing but business development. 2 appointments did slide on my calendar, and I'm not taking any more, but I'm super excited to be in a place in my business where I can block out the entire week from appointments and from client work to actually work on visions consulting. Like, how cool is that? Like, how could that change your life, right? So 3 things that I personally do every day in my business because we've generated the revenue so that we could work on the business and not in the business. Hey, Natalie, thanks so much for joining. So 3 things that I do every day in my business is create content, right? So think about it. I just showed you some numbers at the beginning of this masterclass, and you can actually sell the course or the curriculum prior to even creating the content. The second thing that I do in my business every single day is service clients. So of course we have some one-on-one, we have group coaching programs, we have implementation clients. But my favorite thing to do in my business, y'all ready? Well, you can probably see my screen. We learned something new in our area of expertise. We used to focus specifically on training Thursday, but now we're in a place where we focus. I try to learn something every day. So I'm always watching videos. I'm always investing in, my development. Matter of fact, I just made the biggest investment and we're going to a 3-day retreat in Vancouver. I am so freaking excited. But again, I'm investing in myself so that I can invest back into my clients. Get excited, right? So some people say, well, how did you implement this formula, DeKesha? What in the world did you do? Like, show me those numbers again, girl, right? You guys know the Webinar Success Blueprint is a blueprint that changed my life. So let me back up and tell you a little bit again. If you guys are just joining on, you're late to the party. But anyway, so when I left my job, August 24th, 2011, I wasn't in a position where I could travel, a lot. I traveled, but I wasn't able to be like the keynote speaker. Okay. And so because I wasn't able to be the keynote speaker, I had to find another vehicle that would allow me to be present for my children. So I studied the webinar platform for 4.5 years. I taught people that paid $15,000 that come in for 3 days who wanted to build an online business. And I taught them how to set up a webinar from the registration page, the thank you page, the view page, the sales page, all of the email sequences that go together. Like I taught this and I taught this and I taught this. And then I started to implement it. And when we implemented, we generated like $15,000. And so we started to look at them as digital events. And you're like, what is a digital event? So a digital event is an event that you host online. So some people use summits, but a digital event is nothing more than the webinar vehicle where you are doing a presentation in front of an audience, or you're doing it from the comfort of your own home. Now, today, I actually got dressed up for you guys. Like I've got on jewelry, I've got on, like lipstick. And, sometimes my son will tell you, Mom, do people know that you got on like a dress shirt and some shorts? Like, son, sometimes you just don't have to tell everything. So that's a digital event. Now, if you really want to kick your digital event, into high gear, webinars, like some of my students are probably on here like, yep, I'm in there, right? Y'all know, I'm going to tell you, you should be doing webinars in your business. It's going to help you build your list. It's going to help you build a tribe, and it's going to help you make some money. Been there, done that, got the receipts. But what you didn't realize is that a webinar is actually a mini launch, and it is the key component to a killer product launch, an even larger launch. Right? So here are the 4 phases of a successful product launch, of a 5-figure launch. I hope y'all ready. All right, cool. And y'all have to excuse me. So, because when you talk and you train, sometimes you gotta drink some power, whatever this is, some vitamin water. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the planning. And yes, I have my 12-week launch planning sheet because that's how we take our clients through, right? So planning is understanding your launch goals, getting clear on how many people should be on what we call your launch list. It's also understanding your launch strategy that you want to use in your business. Some people use a standalone webinar. This is a standalone webinar that you're participating in, a standalone masterclass that you're participating in. Some people use a video series launch where you have a series of videos that are released and then they're invited to a masterclass. Some people do a challenge. We do a challenge with a webinar challenge, right? Some people, like I told you earlier, they host live events. And so meet Delatore McNeil. I was Delatore's operations manager for a couple of years ago. And for those of you guys know, Delatore has a Crush Your Stage live course, right? So Delatore wanted to create an online version of the Crush the Stage because he is a keynote speaker. But sometimes like during the summer times and during the holidays, you know, um, the speaking industry can actually maybe slow down just a teeny bit, right? So Delatoro wanted to be in a position where he could generate revenue consistently in his business. And so one of the things that we did was we helped Delatoro create the Crush the Stage online course. And so the launch strategy we used was a webinar. We used a webinar in front of the we use a webinar as the entry point for people, and then at the end of the webinar he offered the opportunity for them to join Crush the Stage online. And this is a program that is currently running consistently in his business. And yes, I wrote the script for his webinar. Of course, if you call him, he'll tell you. And so the next phase is the pre-launch phase. And this is really your promotional period. This is where you prepare your sales copy, your ad copy, your email sequences. You promote on, multiple platforms. We have a copywriter that helps us with all of our copywriting, all of our copy. For example, if someone's doing a challenge, we have someone that helps us write. Hey, boo, hey, I see you, Trinette. We have someone that help us with like our challenge emails. Matter of fact, we have a client that is getting ready to launch next month, and they're doing a challenge. We have another client that's doing a video series launch, and we have another client that's doing a live launch, and one client that is doing a webinar launch. So we have a client doing every version of the launch, and we're going to launch all at the same time in April, with our company being the backbone, the team that's supporting them. So meet Dr. Rashida Mendez. Dr. Rashida Mendez actually launched the online profit class. And Rashida is already making 6 figures on Amazon. So she's the Amazon queen. However, she wanted additional revenue streams. So she called me and she asked me to build the online sequence, the webinar sequence for the online profit class. And the online profit class was teaching individuals how to make money from Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. So that's Dr. Rashida Mendez. She actually did, I believe she's still running that class online. I mean, it's evergreen. Like, who would turn that off, right? So again, she's really good at, the running ads and, getting familiar with the audiences and pre-launching for her program. All right. And then you have the launch phase, right? So this is actually when you open your cart for enrollment. That means that people actually can register for your program. So some people keep registration open at all times. Some people, will close a cart. For WSB, we actually close the cart. So you can only enroll in a certain period of time. Some people have programs where you can enroll in them all year long, right? And some people set a specific time frame on how long they keep their cart open. The most common time frame for the cart being open is 7 days. Okay. So here's Shauna K. Oh my God. So let me tell you a little bit about Shauna K real quick. Shauna K actually lives in Richmond, Virginia with me. Shauna K came to my house and wanted to do a webinar. So we used Shauna K as a beta. We actually did the email sequence with Shauna K. She did her webinar live here, and she pitched her program for $597, and she made $2,000. I think she made a little over $2,000 offering this program for the first time. And so after this launch, she actually increased her price, and I believe it's $797 now. So, and this was, oh my God, this was just, I've known Shauna K since I was selling shoes back in 2010. I said, listen, let me help you out. Don't read that. It should be blank, but anyway. But meet Shauna K. So Shauna was able to generate over $2,000 on her first webinar. And she was nervous. Like, she was so nervous sitting in my dining room. She literally came to my house to launch her product. Pam Perry. Some of you guys may know Pam Perry, the branding accelerator. I did COO work for Pam Perry. She was launching a brand new program called the Branding Accelerator. She had been doing PR for years, but she wanted to work exclusively with individuals who wanted to show up and build their brand. And so she was so accustomed to, speaking and offering her product live at events. And I said, Pam, why don't you do a webinar? And she turned around, she implemented webinars into her launch strategy in addition to the webinars, and she filled the entire branding accelerator beta course. And she's on round 2, I believe she's on round 2 of launching the branding accelerator. So that's Pam Perry. I love Pam and her husband, Mark. All right. So post-launch, this is probably the one often missed part of doing your doing your launch, and that is the post-launch. A lot of people miss out on this part. This part is super duper important. Let me go back for a second. Now I'll introduce you to Crystal. But the post-launch is actually, now you can still get sales on the back end in the post-launch. You can actually still generate sales in your post-launch. So some people, so even after the 7 days, you can still generate additional revenue on the back end sales. So actually, the way that we have done it, we've done upsell. So let me give you an example. If you offer a $797 program and it is no implementation, you can upsell individuals that are currently enrolled into a higher level program. How awesome is that, right? And this is on the back end side. And people drop the ball and they leave so much money on the table. All right. And then this is the debrief. A lot of people don't debrief in their launch. And so I'm just looking at my notes. So we schedule an actual launch debrief call. And I've got notes from launches that I've done, that I've got debriefs. And so much comes up in the middle of a launch that you don't even think about. And you can't change or fix everything in a launch. So what do? You write it down so that you can fix it and correct it. And then there's certain metrics that you should be measuring, like earnings per lead. How much did you earn for every lead, especially if you are running Facebook ads? Now, I'm going to stop right here. If you just said, what is an earnings per lead or what is an EPL? That's a problem. That means that you have not had a true launch and you need to stay to the end. Point blank. All right. Anyway, I'm not going to beat you up too bad. So Crystal Cunningham came through the WSB program. Oh my gosh. So she was one of the first individuals who did a live or webinar. Now Crystal goes live. I think she goes live at midnight again. At one point in time, she was going live at like 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but she goes live at midnight. And I mean, I've seen Crystal with like 100 people on her live stream, but she wasn't making money. And so Crystal enrolled in the program, and she was the first one who did their webinar. She used Zoom actually, and she had technical difficulties, but she pressed through anyway. And at the end of the 24-hour period, Crystal had 8 people that paid for her program and in her new group. By the time I launched it again, by the time I think we completed and I was getting ready to launch again, she came into the group, did a testimony that 16 people actually completely enrolled and participated in her program. This is her first time in WSB, and she followed the blueprint. And so at the completion of her program, she did like a webinar, and I think everybody was kind of going through and was sharing their experience, which is a great tool to get testimonials. And so I just kind of jumped on this day, and I just kind of was in the background, and I sent her a message on Facebook Messenger, and I said, what are you selling? She said, nothing. I said, well, you better figure out something in the next 30 minutes to offer them. If you have all of these people or all of these individuals in your space, they've already worked with you and you're not offering anything, I said, you got 30 minutes to come up with something. And lo and behold, she told me that somebody at the end of that particular webinar, she offered one-on-one coaching, and someone actually purchased it. See, you always have to have a call to action. So super excited for Crystal and the consistency that she's having with WSB. And so we use webinars in our launch. So regardless of the different types of launch strategies, at some point in time, you're going to have to do a webinar. You're going to have to do a masterclass. Whether you have a video series, you're going to do a masterclass at the end. Even if you do a one-off webinar and then you invite them to work with you, you got to learn you have to learn how to master webinars. Now, industry standard is 3 to 5% conversion on a webinar for a live event. So just keep that in mind as you guys are, are hosting your webinars. So this is the fun page that I showed some of you guys at the beginning. Oh, let me go back. Wait. So this is the fun page that I showed you guys. So if you're just joining on, this is kind of what we walk through, where we start with the end in mind. So these are launch numbers, right? These are, kind of what you look at when you debrief. So one of the things that I shared is you enroll individuals and they make payments on a payment plan. Stop looking at the bottom numbers and look at January. I know you're getting excited. But anyway, so product A, it's kind of your high goals. Product B are your low goals, right? So one of the things that I shared was that if you have a program, 20 people register and they're on a payment plan for 7 months and you're generating $7,000 a month, look at April, July, and October, right? April, July, and October. Regardless whether it's product A or product B, these are $14,000, $10,000 months. And this is realistic, guys. This is so realistic, okay? And this is called launch stacking. Like, I didn't even know that was a terminology. This is called launch stacking. So April, July, even April, May, June, July is stacking a launch on top of each other where you're consistently generating additional revenue. And guys, this is all from one program. Like, this is one program. This does not include numbers from any implementation programs that I have. This does not include numbers from any mentorship programs. Like, this is just one program. And I always say one program will change your life if you let it. I'm telling you, one program will change your life if you let it. All right. So why does this work? All right. I said that I was going to give you a gift. And so here's what you can do to get your launch checklist. Okay. So you can text the word launch to 804-298-2846. And that's because you were a sweetheart and you hung out with me for the duration of today's training. So if you text the word launch to 804-298-2846, you'll get the launch checklist. Now, remember I told you that we did, I implemented webinars and oh my gosh, we did 8 webinars 1 month and we were able to generate 15,000 in 21 days. Like, can you believe that? Our most recent launch, well, let me tell you this. The first launch that we did was $10,000. We generated, so it was our first 5-figure launch. Like, I couldn't believe it. We did $10,000 from one launch, one webinar, 10 people signed up. I could not believe it. Turned around, did the launch, and I didn't follow the blueprint. So we did $7,000. But wait, did she just say she didn't follow the blueprint and still did $7,000? Yes, I did not completely follow my own blueprint and I still generated $7,000. Now, the next time that I followed my blueprint, we generated over $30,000 and had a 5-figure month consistently. So I'm not just telling you theory. Like, I'm telling you, I'm giving you the blueprint that I use in my business and I use with clients. And this is why I want to share with you the 20K Launchpad. What? Yes, 20K Launchpad. So this is a program that we've created to help individuals have 5-figure launches. I am so excited. And it's literally 6 modules. And then we take you through the 12-week actual launch. So of course you got the launch within the internal shift. What did we talk about earlier? You have to believe in your own product. You have to believe that somebody out there is willing to invest in you. Then we talk about the planning phase. We've already gone through each of the phases. So you have the launch planning phase, you have the launch promotion phase, and then you have the open cart, the launch, right? We talked about going live, open your cart for 7 days. Then you have the post launch, understanding your metrics, and then we do the launch assessment. So you got your back end sales, and then you have the debrief or the launch assessment. And that is a monthly program that you consistently go through. And in this program, you are going to launch your program 4 times in a year. And the objective is for you to do $20,000 to $25,000 per year, so that you can have the 20, what is it? The 21, no, it's 14.549 month or $10,000 month in your business, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? And so if you decide that you want to take a part and become a part of the 20K Launchpad, again, let me show you the website. You can go there by going to the 5-figure mentor. It's 5-figure product launch mentorship.com. I got a little click happy. 5-figure product launch mentorship.com. 5-figure product launch mentorship.com. All right. So if you decide that you want to take the leap and you're like, look, I've seen her numbers, I don't have a product, we've got you covered. How to create profitable products, right? How to create passive income with profitable products. And so we've got a program that we're going to walk you through, and I'm going to show you what's included in this one. So it's really understanding your audience and understanding the different type of product offerings. We'll help you develop a pricing strategy. We'll actually do curriculum development, help you set up the curriculum development. There's research and development, and it's worth way more than $97. And your product deliverability. So how does the client get the product at the end of the course? So we'll help you with that. And that's for those of you all that are saying, oh, well, I'm new to this, I don't even have a program. Doesn't matter. I got you covered. I got you covered. So we're going to help you create your product. How about that? And so you only have 2 choices. You can either continue to do it the way that you've been doing it, buying program after program after program, or you can work with an expert who's done it, who's currently doing it for clients. I've done it for clients, and I'm doing it for myself consistently. Or you know what? You can log off. You can continue to try to figure it out by yourself. Either way, I still love you. I still adore you. I really do. You also are going to get the Webinar Success Blueprint. This is our signature program, and you're going to get access to it. And for those of you guys that don't know, we help you develop your content for your first webinar, because I already told you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which launch strategy you use. You have to do what? You have to master the webinar process. And so we're also going to give you the Ninja webinar email sequence for higher show rates. The industry standard is about 30% show rate. With our Ninja webinar email sequence, we can get you up to 40 to 50% show rates on your webinar every single time. Then we take you through how to promote your webinars. There's about a minimum of 7 ways to promote your webinar. Of course, you got to monetize the webinar, right? That's the whole purpose of a launch. And then how to automate your webinar for passive income. Oh my God, that sounds super exciting. Now, if you only purchase the Ninja email sequence alone, I mean, I could literally sell the Ninja email sequence alone just to increase your show rate so that you can get more people. I could sell that by itself for $597. And I'm talking about the webinar email sequence, the post-webinar email sequence, the sales sequence to get people to convert. Remember that back-end sale? I could sell that alone for $597. Yes, I can. Now, oh, remember we talked about getting people to show up, getting people to respond to your messaging? What if I helped you with your marketing mastery? Oh my goodness. Remember we talked about people always post online and they say, well, Come to my event, come to my webinar. No, 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 honey. No, no, no. That's not how you do it. So we help you identify your ideal audience, understanding your pain points versus the solutions that you provide, right? Getting clear on your marketing message so that your prospective client will actually respond to you. And this is my favorite one because I teach all of my students how to use positioning questions to capture your audience attention. How to use positioning questions to capture your audience attention. My WSB students know exactly what I be, and they know that it works. And then, of course, how to monetize your message, because this is what's going to get them to show up to the webinar. All right, now. So listen. So you've got to break old habits, right? You've been at this probably for 6 months, some of you 3 months, some of you 2 years, and you're still getting the same results that you got last year. You've invested after course, after course, after course. I'm going to buy this course over here. I'm going to buy this course over here. You're not even being strategic about it. So at some point, you have to make the decision that I need to work with someone that's actually doing what they're promising. I told you earlier, I believe in my UGT. I know that the ultimate goal of transformation to help you get your program, I know that I can help you. And I can do so in 5figureproductlaunchmentorship.com. So if you go on over, it's an entry level. You can register at $297. I mean, $297. Come on, $297. I can buy, let me see. So I'll tell you my Starbucks story, right? So I used to be a district manager, and I would go to Starbucks and I would order a grande extra caramel macchiato every single day. But I always had to have the lemon pound cake that went with it, right? And the lemon pound cake is like $2.95. It might be $3.95. But anyway, I spent on an average about $8 every single day. Okay, every single day. Hey, LaShonda, thank you so much. Every single day. And so if you multiply $8 times what, 5 days? Because I travel 5 days a week. So 8 times, y'all, Lord, 8 times 5, right? I didn't go on the weekends. What is that? What, 40? $40 times 4. It's $160. So imagine if I gave up a cup of coffee, I could save myself $160. So imagine, what could you sacrifice for $297 a month in order to have a 5-figure month? A 5-figure month? 5figureproductlaunchmentorship.com. 20K product, 20K launch pad. And we're going to show you how to have a 5-figure launch 4 times a year. I've already shown you the numbers. And so I invite you now to go over to 5figureproductlaunchmentorship.com. You can save your seat for $297 and work with me and go through our program. And listen, y'all got to remember, I'm just that chick that lost the same job twice, building a business from the comfort of my own home. And I actually got dressed for y'all today. You have to remember, I started doing webinars. I mean, I'm no different from you. I just started to implement. I just started to take action. I started to use webinars to grow my business, and it changed my life. And it'll change your life if you let it. So listen, so you saw that there's a possibility to do $5,000 a month, right? You saw that there's a possibility to do $7,000 a month. What if the 20K program could generate an additional $3,000 in revenue for you in your business? Would that change your life? I literally can hear you say, yes, DeKesha, it would. So what are you waiting on? 5figureproductlaunchmentorship.com. 5figureproductlaunchmentorship.com. mentorship.com. My name is DeKesha Williams, your virtual COO. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'm going to open it up for questions. So if you go to productlaunchcrew.com, if you have questions, this is where we'll open up questions, and I'm going to check. I'm going to check the feed finally for any questions that you guys may have. So look at that. I'm here, you guys. So let me double check real quick and see if we have any questions. I don't know if you guys can actually see me. So fantastic. So let me know. I saw Lori's here, Vanessa's here, Trinette is here, LaShonda's here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, real quick, I just want to double check. I thought I turned my camera on so you guys can see that I was actually here. Hey, you guys. So I wanted to double check and make sure that there aren't any questions. So one of the questions that I've gotten is, what if I am brand new? And that's a great question. So if you are brand new, remember that we are offering the product development curriculum if you decide that you wanted to invest today with the program. So it's totally okay that if you're brand new. Now, of course, you got to take some time and you manage. Oh, awesome question. So of course you're going to take some time to build your audience, but we're going to show you the different ways to build your audience. We're actually developing a jumpstart audience blueprint just to help our new individuals. So 5figureproductlaunchmentorship.com. Does the program help me create a sequence to get them in my webinar? Well, remember, you're getting access to the webinar success blueprint, which will also give you the ninja email sequence, right? So if you go to 5figureproductlaunchmentorship.com, you're going to get access to all of it. It's going to be dripped to you, but you will get access to it all. I don't want to overwhelm anyone that participates in the program because I want you to consume it and implement, consume and implement, consume and implement. Hey, LaShonda, when do you go from solopreneur to hiring a staff? That is a phenomenal question. So imagine if you do your first webinar, right? Imagine if you do your first webinar or your first product launch and you generate an additional $10,000. Remember, I told you I gave up coffee. I gave up coffee, you guys, so that I could hire my first staff member. And I was able to do that on a budget of about 100. When you're starting to be inundated with activities that are not revenue generating activities, then it's time for you to outsource that. So those are great questions. Am I guaranteed to make $20,000 in my next launch? Well, of course I can't guarantee you that you're going to generate $20,000, but I can guarantee you that if you follow the blueprint, you will definitely generate additional revenue. And like I said, if 20K can help you, even if it helped you generate an additional $3,000 in your business, would that help your business? Right? So you have to ask yourself, would that help my business? So another question was, do we have access to you? And so in the entry-level program, you do get a monthly call, but there's not any implementation with me. There is an option for you to select implementation, but the entry level does not include. Looks like you can't see my screen, so I want to make sure you guys can see my screen. The entry level does not include working directly or one-on-one with me. Okay, so that's a great question as well. But you do have the opportunity where there is an option where you can, if you wanted to, you can actually work directly with me. So I'm excited. If you guys have any additional questions, you can reach out to me, my team. You can go to 5figureproductlaunchmentorship.com and we will welcome you in. Again, thank you so much. Congratulations to those of you all that are registering. Super excited and I can't wait to work with you. My name is DeKesha Williams, your virtual COO. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'll see you guys on the other side.